So we've got some nice pictures. So this is Dave's dog, Finlay, bless his soul, he's snuffed it, bless. Me. This is where we didn't have this bit here then, so that was a shipping container and we did it as that, so that was sales office. And that's Dave's daughter, Nancy, bless her. So that was outside there. And then we got me and James. Yeah, happy days. Yeah. That's not chocolate, is it? No, it's tea. Just saying.
You're plain tea, don't worry. So I don't use milk.
Right.
So, this came in part exchange on Saturday. You'll remember the Octavia VRS that Dave brought back in part exchange for the White 1 Series a few weeks ago. Really nice car, and I knew it was going to attract somebody who appreciated that car, to be fair. So Josh, who bought it, big shout out to him. Absolutely lovely customer. He's dead chuffed with the car. He keeps texting me every day telling me about what he's had done to it in terms of like window tints or some other accessories he's put on. So he was really happy and over the moon with it. This was his part exchange. Now, I know you'll be looking at it thinking, well, what's so special about this? It's a Ford Ecosport, or Ecosport, however the chuff you say it. But it's the 1.5, it's an automatic, and it's in a really nice colour as well. And I paid quite a good price for it based on the fact of what I'm about to show you in just a minute. But we've got it up as a cheap part X to clear, basically, and it's a cheap automatic. It's got loads of service history with it. He's kept it serviced fairly regularly, and he's hardly driven it, to be fair. Again, the reason why will become clear in a moment. And it's only got just under 50,000 miles on it. So for a 65 reg car, automatic, 1.5, this should be something that sells pretty quickly. So we've not advertised it at a massive price, it's only up at 7,500. We have had a couple of people who watch us on the channel who've got in touch about it previously, so if there is anyone out there who's interested in it, let us know. But the reason I bought it at such a good price and basically agreed with him to take off £250 from the trade value was because of this, because it's... I just want you to, viewers at home, picture in your mind what you think a Ford EcoSport should sound like, a 1.5 petrol, when you start it up, and then see what you think to this. Does the noise match the car? I'm not entirely convinced. Yeah, so Josh told me that he put the exhaust on when he first bought the car when he was a bit younger. He's had this for about 5 years, so this was effectively his first car. When he was 19, I'll turn it off because it's so loud. When he was 19, he decided to put a back box on it and did nothing else apart from tint the back window. So he left it looking entirely stock apart from the back box, and he admitted that every time he got in it and drove it, he cringed quite a bit, but he never got round to changing it. So yeah, it sounds like it's got no exhaust on it or a straight pipe, but it's just literally the back box that needs changing. We think it's got a downpipe on it as well, but we just need to get that double checked and make sure. It's not been decatted, but it sounds like it's got something extra up against the manifold. But yeah, it's definitely unique, and if I think about the type of people who potentially are going to be coming and buying this, I'm not sure that's what they're after. So yeah, the Mark 1 EcoSport ST, the only one in the world. Place your bids.
Proper woof woof. Proper hanging. I love a dog, mate. I love a dog car. Love it. Look at it. crap and bobber everywhere. Yeah, we've got some tissue. Don't know what they've been doing in there. Probably a bit of cheeky. Don't know what that is. Here we go, finding stuff again. Finding stuff. We've got a nut. A bottle. Don't know what that is. We've got some chips. Never where you're gonna find. And guess what? I found £1 in this. I did. I found £1 in the other side. Pound's mine. Yeah, some more chips right down here. Now we'll make this croc into a swan. I love a croc, love it. It's got potential, it's got potential. Good vibes on this one. Good vibes, it's a dog, but it's gonna make a swan, this one. It's gonna make a swan. Look, flat.
Obviously, like I said, it's just obviously it's with hillside, so we're just trying to sort things out, aren't we? But leave it with me, and I'll give you a call back. All right. Customer somehow got my number. He bought a car from us a couple of days ago and he's having some issues with it. I think it's a stop and start or something like that. So we've already advised him what we're going to do and how we're going to help him out. But somehow he's got my number and he's been giving me calls on it. So yeah, anyway. So I'm just going to try and sort this out now. But yeah, he's just called me now. Don't know what to say.
So we've just bought this. I think it's an X3. Mileage is a bit high, it's like 80,000, but it's got loads of history. And I just thought, you know, it's going to look good with the, well, black wheels. We're going to put black pack on it as well, put the splitter on. Maybe it's the side skirts. Someone's put an actual, oh no, the badge has just come off. Put a new badge on. And I think that should sell pretty quick, that. So, what do you think of this, Wayne?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Sell pretty quick.
Looks part.
Yeah.
Well, it will be in a bit when we have black wheel. Yeah. Also, I like is these and all.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll get Ali. See what Ali thinks, because he knows. This is his forte.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely get a badge.
But there's only one. Car drive spot on, but the only bad thing is that the screen, the digital screen, is all blurry. Yeah. This is the screen I was on about, Ali.
Yeah.
What can we do with this?
Yeah, so I've had a look in the forums, and what they're saying is it could be software.
Yeah.
It might need reflashing and recoding, or it might need a new cluster and then reinstalling and reprogramming.
Right.
So there's someone in Sheffield that does the reprogramming, I think, for about 100 quid or something, 150 quid.
Right.
But to do the clocks, it's probably, I think you were saying, like, it really depends on if you want these clocks or the newer clocks. Right. But if you went on these clocks, I think the clocks alone, when I had a look, they were about £400-500 alone. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because it's like a virtual cockpit, isn't it?
Oh, bloody hell. But it might just need reprogramming.
Yeah, so the first thing people do is they reflash it.
Right.
So it's basically
so
like
do that in Sheffield, then?
You could do that in Sheffield, yeah.
Oh, God,
yeah.
get it booked in, then.
So somebody.
Is that a common problem then?
It is a common fault on them, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know what BMW would charge to reflash it, but it's not going to be.
I think Luke might be able to do that.
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
So that's that. What about the car then, Ali?
Yeah,
what would
the
you
car-
do with this
yeah.
then? What would you do with it?
I'd redo the wheels. 'Cause they're on a little
Just
bit.
black, yeah, I would keep them.
I would. Do you know what it is? They are quite desirable as they are.
You reckon?
Yeah, but if we're going with the whole
Yeah,
black
black
packs,
though, wouldn't
yeah, I'd get them done black. Yeah, black wing mirror caps as well.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
grills, because they'll look like the X3M, which
Yeah.
is really nice.
So if we go for the X3M look,
Yeah,
that'll...
yeah. Remember that one that we saw on the
I know.
roundabout?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you
That's what I
mention
want it
it?
to look like. It
Yeah,
drove
it
past
will.
and I was like, oh god, that looks mint.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what we want it to look like.
Yeah, no, it will look like that. What's the interior like as well? Personally, I don't really like that black trim. I'd rather it gloss black, or like a. I'd even prefer it to be like a stainless or a. Do you know like that finish there, that brushed aluminium? I'd rather it be that finish as opposed to that. But it's Marmite, isn't it? I'll see if I can bend Dave's arm and get some new interior bits ordered. But for the rest, I'll be honest with you, for the rest of the car, it is nice.
You move that on the pitch, Ali.
Okay. Cool. Just want to say, go to Sadler's in Derby and get a nice fish and chips. Actually, not the fish and chips, the chicken and chips. And tell them I sent you.
Just selling cars. It's just you know, it's like I'm used to it now. Don't get me wrong.
The unexpected things that happen that you're just not prepared for, but that does it into,
The
yeah.
worst is when it's the cars you think, oh, they're mint cars, you're going to get absolutely no problems with it. Sold the Tiguan, he's had it a week, Ken, and now it just won't start at all. But Chris has went down there, the mechanic, he's got it starting, he said there's a wiring problem. He reckons it's the exact same sort of thing as that CRV. So just as we've got the CRV out of our lives,
There's
like
a
3
nest of
days
wires.
ago,
Yeah.
then here's another one with the same flipping bollocks. I rang up Luke at Auto Electricians and he went, oh, just bring it down now.
Yeah, cool.
I'm going to have a look at it. So Ali,
Yes.
I'm going to go to Luke's and if you can meet me at Luke's.
Yeah.
Alright, don't come too close to me, mate. I don't want to give you it.
Just want to give you a hug. I just tell you everything's going to be alright.
I don't need
He's not
to
letting
know.
me do that.
My advice is take that Ranger and put Dave in the bed on the back, then you won't get his cold.
Not the Ranger, the Caravel.
This is man flu. This is not man flu.
What is it? Bird flu.
Well, I can only have a day off just to prove, you know. You know what I mean? It's like,
No, that's it.
you can still come in. You know what I'm on about.
Oh,
don't you,
I
mate?
do. We
Would
took
you
it up.
say 50p?
No, if there's £20 on floor, if you can reach and get it, you're good enough for work.
Exactly.
And I've always stuck to
I
that.
couldn't do that yesterday.
You couldn't do it.
I couldn't do
Well, you
it.
should have phoned me and I could have took it.
It got to the point
Wait.
where I was going to ring you up and I was going to ring you and ask you to bring me some lemsip because I left my lemsip there. I should have done it, shouldn't I?
But you should have done.
I know,
And I've got loads at home as well, and I'm only like 10 minutes away.
I've survived.
You toughen up, soldier.
Exactly. So, let's go and get this Tiguan.
Okay.
I'm going to go and take it to Luke's
Okay.
and then you'll meet me there.
Okay, no.
He's,
Alright.
he's coming to pick up that CRV this afternoon as well, so that's going to be out of his lives now.
Of course.
Right, so, yeah, one's out, one's in. Right, but I'll give that bloke the BM a ring as well.
Yeah, cool.
Alright, see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
So this is it, this is Tiguan, like, no, got it here from Newcastle, got it from Washington, Mannheim, drove it down here, fine. Ken's had it for a week, 2 weeks, fine, and then just one day he wakes up and it's just not starting. But yeah, my mechanic's got it starting, he reckons there's some sort of wiring fault with it. So we're going to take it and auto the electricians and let's see what he comes up with.
I like you. The husbands is cheap. Everybody else comes in, they just want to take everything. Let's see what husbands is cheap.
Hang on a minute. You just took them. Are you going to have a chocolate with them? And not chocolate with these? Oh, you're getting some hammer, you are, aren't you? I'll start with chocolate again.
Yeah, so I mean, no one has seen this car on the channel yet, but it came in Part X last Friday, was it? Yeah. So the grey Tesla we had, this was the Part X. Guy was a doctor who bought it, and this is sound. It's absolutely spot on. And I mean, we had it advertised. I think we put photos up on Friday when it had just come in. No prep needs doing to it because he'd had an MOT and service done just before he traded it into us, and I took a deposit on it on Monday. Yeah, so it's in and out this one, so it'll be going. They're coming up from Gloucester for it next Tuesday. But yeah, we're getting these really nice, easy Part X's now that are just making a
dog inside, but
dog inside, yeah. But overall,
yeah.
Not the worst we've ever had, is it? Let's be honest. It's just been. It's not like it's actively like someone's been chucking crisp wrappers in the passenger footwell or whatever. It's just been used like an everyday car would be. You're going to say something different now, aren't you? Yeah. It's not up to Wayne's pop and shine standard.
I can't believe the turnover for the last few months. It's just gone really mental. I've never known it like this.
Keep it up.
You know, he's gone to unknown again by doing things, and that's some big beep. And look what's happening. It's
working though. The recipe's right. It's
going.
Well done, Mr. Seat.
Let's not pop no champagne until it's gone. Till Tuesday.
Hi guys, Ali from Lovely Car Company. Hope you're well. Another day, another lovely car. What we got here?
Do you want to get this? So yeah, we sold an A-Class the other week, and basically chap was from Scotland. So obviously with me living up in Newcastle, I was like, oh, do you know what, I'll meet her halfway and we can do the deal, because he had a part exchange. James done the negotiation on the phone with Zuto, and what did they say about the part? So it was a Tiguan, wasn't it?
It was a Tiguan.
It was like,
they gave me Regent mileage, which they always do, and then I just asked the usual questions. What's the condition like? Has the customer told you if it's got any major damage? Do you know MOT history? Has it got any warning lights on? And I was told it's got fair wear and tear for its age, no warning lights.
yeah, and it had a scuff down.
And it had a scuff down the side, So fair wear and tear plus a scuff.
Yeah, so we need to let you know something, if that's okay.
Yep.
So basically we want to reverse the deal.
That's fine then. Let me just get you to the sales team again. Just hold the line.
Okay, thank you. So then I went to meet him, and when I got there, it's like really nice chap and that, he was lovely and everything, and I was with the kids and that, and it did have a scratch down the side, which was fair enough, and I said to him, I was like, oh, any warning lights or anything? He's like, no mate, he went, it drives spot on. So then I gets in it, do the deal, gets in it. About 10 minutes into the journey, bloody engine management light comes on. So I'm like, flipping heck. I thought it must be something to do with DPF. I thought, you know what? It doesn't matter, I'll take it on the chin, whatever. The next day, got up. I didn't notice it because I probably had the kids in the car, music on. Then the next day, you can hear the diff making like that noise.
Clicking.
Clicking noise. So I'm like, bloody hell, he's completely misdescribed this, like, engine, and the other thing with engine management light on, you know, the OBD scanner thing, it was like hanging down at the bottom.
So someone had been at it before.
Well, I reckon he just deleted it himself, you know, before he met me. He must have done.
Yeah.
So, I then rang him and I said, oh look, I said, I don't normally do this, but flipping heck, I think it's got a DPF issue, the flipping diff knackered as well. We've given you £9.5 which is top money. It's got a scuff on every corner as well, what you haven't mentioned, and it's got one service stamp in the book. You said part service history, but like one stamp. It's like flipping, it's like virtually zero, isn't it? So he's like, oh no, bloody hell. Well, look, I'll stick it through the auction, and then if it makes like £9.5, then we'll just forget about it. But if it makes less than that, you know, what are you gonna give me the difference? And he went, yeah, no problems, mate. I'll give you the difference. So I thought, great, that's brilliant. Not, you know, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
So then today he's getting a bit worried because the car didn't make the money at the auction. It didn't get one bid at it. Hello? Hiya. That's fine. Alright, thank you. Bye. So...
They're all in a team meeting.
They're always in a team meeting.
Yeah.
So... There's one little saving grace from this story. We haven't settled his finance off. Obviously I haven't settled his finance because that is the bit of weight we've got, the bit of value to the
whole situation,
the scenario, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now he's rang us up today and he's like, why haven't you settled the finance off? And I said, well look, it's because the car hasn't made a bid at the auction. And like you said, if it makes £1,000 less, you said you'd give £1,000 towards it. So I thought, just make it easier. Instead, let's just say we have to give £5,000 for your settlement, we'll just give you 4. And he completely changed. He's like, no, that's not fair. So that's what we're on the phone to Zoto for. So now I just said to him, look, we will have our car back and I'll give you your part exchange back.
Yeah, and then
because,
get rid of it.
And then you just get rid of it because I was like, look, we're a small business and we're going to lose about £1,000 on this. I went all the way up to Scotland. I've took it on good... Oh, you know the biggest thing I'm missing from this story as well? I said to him, oh look, the flipping DPF, the light came on straight away, engine management, I'm sure it's got a DPF issue. And he went, oh actually, yeah, it has got a DPF issue.
And I told Zuto.
He said, I told... We went to the mechanics and he said, just put some Red X in it and it'll be alright. And then he went, and I told Zuto as well. Well, Zuto never told you, did
No,
that?
because I would not have given £9.5 for it.
Exactly.
If I knew, like, top I probably would have given it, was probably 8.5.
Yeah.
If we knew it had that problem.
That's
like
it.
you said, it is probably worth 8, but like to get the deal done, it probably would have been 8.5.
That's it.
And that's it.
And I don't want to sound like a whinging car trader, because honestly, I take this stuff on the chin
Yeah.
all the time. I really do. But it was just the fact that he said to me, oh look, yeah, it drives fine, no warning lights on anything, just came on to, and then when the diff was making the noise, I thought, do you know what? I'm gonna try and get my money back.
I think the biggest thing with it is the fact of, you know, when you openly know that you've made a mistake yourself or you've not done something, that's fine, we can handle it.
Yeah.
But when you've asked the questions and somebody's just not been truthful with you,
Yeah.
and then the backpedaling, that's
Yeah.
when it's annoying.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, well, we're going to lose money on this now because you just weren't honest with us in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
But
That's it.
you've literally got no respect for us in that sense, because you just think that we would have, if engine management light came on, which you knew it was going to do when you're driving it back from Berwick to Chesterfield,
Yeah.
obviously that's going to come back on. What were you going to do? Just sit back and go, oh no, I'm going to ignore that then?
He was just hoping he was never going to hear from
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
And then he said, oh, I probably just needed a good run. I said, well, I've just drove from Newcastle to Sheffield, didn't I?
It's come from Aberdeen.
And he
How
just
far do you
come
want
from
to take it?
Aberdeen, yeah. Honestly, I'm sure he'd had it plugged in because that OBD thing was hanging down.
Yeah.
It was hanging down.
And then claims he's not a mechanic on phone, which is like, it's some, you know in your mind, don't you? Even if you're not a mechanic. Like,
You know all the tricks in the book, don't we?
no, exactly. It just doesn't.
So,
Something doesn't sit right about it. We're
I know.
best off doing what we're doing.
yeah.
Innit? this is the thing that I've said before about these outside finance companies, though, and we're as careful as we can be with it, but they don't give us any kind of like information or communication with the customer up until the point where they're ready to come and pick the car up.
Yeah.
So we don't know anything really.
Yeah.
All they want to do is just get the money paid out, and yeah, you can have the money on the day, and that's it, done.
Yeah.
And then it's bye bye. You deal with the fallout now of that.
And then what happens with us is people come with the Part X, and you're like, oh God, it's not as described. But then you just think, oh, but you know what? They're here. We've done the sale on the car.
Yeah.
We can claw that money back. But how many times do we not claw the money back?
Exactly.
And then we're stuck with it.
To be fair, most of them haven't got a Part X, but then we get those few that have like this, and they always turn into a nightmare.
Yeah, that's
They
it.
always do.
That's it.
That's
why I'm trying to nip it in the bud quite quickly then.
Yeah.
So
It's same with any of them, because they'll just use all the consumer law against us straight away. So we may as well just go, oh well, do you know what? We don't want all that hassle. Just buy the car back then.
yeah.
And we know it will sell again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll
Yeah.
sell dead easy.
Exactly.
Not a problem. So that's that. Right. More bollocks. And now I've got to ring BMW customer because he's rang me.
Right.
Oh, I don't care. We've got a good reply to it, haven't we? Yeah, he's threatening us with a bad review, isn't he? But it don't matter, 'cause we can reply. We've got a good reply, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
He's not going up tread on his tyres, has he?
he's just not got enough tread on his tyres.
Well, he's got what, 5-6 mil? What's his arse feeling?
And then he's saying that the jet washers aren't spraying right. He said, I think they're meant to spray a little bit higher. And I'm like, oh my God.
No, they're the ones that are built into the windscreen wiper, and I do think they don't. Because if they did, imagine if your windscreen wipers then going like that really fast and you spray your washers, it's just going to spray someone on the pavement, isn't it? So of course they only dribble onto the wiper blade, because that's how they're meant to work.
I've always said, you know, if we just sold like, I don't know, like food, you wouldn't get any complaints, would you?
Yeah.
That's the worst thing about this job.
Someone coming back and they've counted how many beans are on the tin. That's the way it feels like.
Yeah.
Genuinely
Yeah,
feels
exactly.
Like you said there should be 76 beans in that tin, and there's actually 75. That is genuinely how it feels.
And he was like, I'm not very happy with the service I've received, and I was just like, oh, do you know what? I feel really ill, so I can't be dealing with this.
9.9 out of 10 customers
Yes,
would be more than happy and would be pleased and over the moon, but creating issues for himself, that's genuinely the reason.
That's too much time on his
Like,
hands.
you just can't be happy with anything. You've got to pick something apart somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like, just let us do his job fairly and nicely, rather than just being on the defence with us straight away.
He wanted me to be like, yeah, get the jet wash checked out, do this, do that. I'll give you 200 quid. He's just after some money, isn't he?
That's it.
That's it. So, yeah.
Anyhow,
phone's a new day.
We know it.
What colour accepted?
I'm going
to
to check that windscreen wiper though.
I'll come in the X3, didn't I?
That X thing.
Sorry, X3. Oh, it's X3.
Yeah, I've told him picking this CRV.
In the wiper.
But the whole point is that the water falls on top of the blade.
They're in the wipers. That's